Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back. Recording old school. Alright, let's do this, eh? So, if you don't know what a cassette is, well, this will give you a bit of a rough idea here, alright? To give you a better visual of that, this is a cassette. This is how we used to record music off the radio onto our ghetto blasters, boom boxes, whatever we called them, right? It's also, you could buy factory made tapes from your favorite artists, you know, Huey Lewis and the News, Madonna, whoever, Black Sabbath, AC/DC. Yep, it was on cassettes back in the day, right? And yeah, they costed us some money. And so sometimes we even just kind of, you know, went to our buddy's house. If we didn't have enough to buy that new album and he or she has it, we could just put it into a double cassette deck, right? And just copy the thing, which was kind of still illegal, but yeah, we didn't use it for personal gain. We just wanted to listen to music. But either way, still not a nice thing to do, right? You're taking from the artist. However, we also like to record our own stuff. And when I started into music for my own recording back when I was a teen, I had bought things like a very basic mixer. I couldn't afford a lot back then. Even back then, you know, the mixer I have, that's still a $200 mixer, right? Nowadays, for about 260 bucks, you get a really sweet Yamaha with bass, mid, treble, 24 effects, and blah, 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 right? And, yeah, a lot more modern. USB hookup to go into your computer direct with. Yay! Okay. So, of course, we also got all this stuff wired as per normal, direct into my computer too. So, I probably will end up doing a video, I don't know when, maybe in a couple days when I get some motivation for it. But I'll do another recording, and I'll record at the same time, going into the computer directly at the same time as a cassette, and then we'll play back both of them and then see how they compare too. But you're going to definitely need a mixing board. If you need to put in more than one channel, right? So, yeah, mixing board's kind of a needed thing. Besides, they don't cost that much. You can get even a 4-channel one if that's all you need for like under $100. Amazon's full of them. But you're also going to need a double cassette deck if you want to do this on cassette. And it's tricky to set up the cassette deck because you have to have a certain amount of input without redlining, but at the same time you have to have a certain amount of output from whatever outputs you've chosen to use on your mixer. You have to have only so much of that coming out, going in, and still getting a strong signal into the deck. Okay? That's a little tricky, but you'll figure it out really quick because you'll get this kind of sound, like it's a high-pitched squeal. You push things too far for the inputs and the outputs. So just back it off until that disappears and you're pretty much set at that point. So anyways, I've got a little bit of reverb on my guitar here. I have no effects other than built-in effect from the mixing board. And it's just a reverb, so I'll just play this thing for you a little bit. So you can hear how clean that is. That's really clean. And that would be awesome going direct into a DAW. And anyways, but we want to go cassette right now. So we're going to hit the record setup. This takes a few seconds before you start playing because there is a spot on the tape initially where it doesn't record anything. So give it about 10 seconds. Alright, so rewind it and play it back. Wonderful thing is I just have to kill the volume on my guitar, so we can just hit playback. My wireless kind of fart a little bit there. Okay, so pretty darn close, really. If I go to the Dolby C, we should be able to clean that up even further. So, but first I want to change the channel on my wireless, guys, because something's interfering with it. Okay. Hopefully that works and stays solid. Alright. So that's our clean. Let's record that. So again, we got to give this about 10 seconds roughly. That was better. Alright, hit play. That's clean. I should be able to back that right off. So that's no noise reduction. That's a lot of hiss. Okay, let's just move that back a little bit. Oh, beginning, I guess. So this is Dolby B noise reduction. This is C, which is what we recorded at. No noise reduction. So with no noise reduction activated, I mean, you're not recording with that signal already compressed, all right, or hissed out, okay? You're just recording in raw. Now it's clean as a whistle here, right? But when it hits the tape, it's recording as if there was nothing. But if you have your Dolby B or C turned on, it's going to take away a lot of that hiss. And regular tape cassettes were actually really not that much different. They always had a little bit of hiss, but if we wanted to reduce that hiss because it can be annoying, then we just hit our, you know, Dolby or Type 1, Type 2, whatever the switches we had on our decks. This one has noise reduction for Dolby B and C, and yeah, that's it. That's all we get for noise reduction for playback. On my Kenwood deck, sorry, I'm going to have to get in front of the camera a little bit, I have B and C. Yeah, that's all I got on that one too. Wow, I thought I had other features on that one. Apparently not. Okay, duly noted. So both my decks have only B and C, which is fine because playback is what you want to listen to and reduce whatever noise you want. However, we're going to do a recording, not today, but we'll record direct into the DAW at the same time as recording into this. And we'll do a recording with instruments mixed. I'll throw in my Beat Buddy and you know, the guitar. We'll see about vocals, depending on what I'm going to end up doing. Or maybe I'll just do vocals and guitar. This way I can just do one of my own songs that I haven't done a drum track for yet. And besides, if I play anybody else's music, YouTube's going to be like, you know, give me problems for that. So yeah, we don't want to play other artists' music. But yeah, so we'll do a recording like that, and then we can compare. But the thing is, too, is even when you record, this sounds clean here, the playback is going to have a certain amount of hiss, even on your computer, and you can reduce all that hiss, right? But then when we play this back, that's going to say, okay, well, that's the differences, and how close are they really with the noise reduction. And you know, I mean, this is, to me right now, this is just a fun thing to do for me. But at the same time, I do have some cassettes that I'd like to salvage before they wear out. You know what I mean? Because cassettes do eventually wear out to the point where they just sound horrible, and that's it. So there are a few cassettes in my collection I would like to get moved over to new blanks, to make sure I can keep those alive, and then just keep my originals alone and play the copied ones. But this is, you know, how I did my recording back in the day when I was a teen. I bought a basic mixer, which I have the same one here, one of the ones I had. And then I go through like home stereo amplifier with some cool speakers and blah blah blah. And I actually use a home stereo system as a full PA thing, and it worked great. Nowadays things are a lot different. You don't have to have all that extra stuff. You can get, you know, bi-amped powered speakers, preamped mixing board, you know, all that. You can reduce the amount of equipment like exponentially for what you actually need nowadays compared to what you needed back then to do the same thing, but now you can do it at much higher quality, right? But cassettes are how we did things. I thought I'd share this video with you guys, and let me know what you think in the comments below, what you thought of it. I think as far as, you know, keeping at least that noise reduction on when we play it back, you know, it's actually doing a pretty good job. So just on the Dolby B alone, let's just listen again. You know, then when we go straight at the guitar, very, very close, you know. But, you know, there is a hassle with doing this the old way, okay? And that's the simple fact that if you're going to have your band and you want to record on the cassette, which nowadays I don't know why you would, but you can't do just separate tracks. Now in a recording studio, it was probably done in all separate tracks, even with tape back then. But this setup I have to make sure my balance is perfectly mixed ahead of time and cut it to one track if I'm going to go direct to cassette. At least with the computer I can still do independent tracks, I can EQ them separately, etc. This I have to EQ ahead of time for each instrument, the vocal parts, whatever I'm adding in there. It has to be pre-EQ'd and pre-leveled and balanced so that everything has its pecking order placed where it should be. And that means that you have to get things basically dialed. I mean, drums have to be at a certain level, guitar has to be just slightly above drums, but still hearing the drums, and then your vocals have to be over top of everything. But you don't want your vocals blaring and drowning out the other instruments. It all has to have a neatly tit little balance, okay? It's very important, right? So anyway, but doing it this way, I could actually record an entire song pre-mixed and put it on cassette. Now, nice thing, I can go from the cassette, what I recorded, and then just hit play and push a little button up top here on my controller and straight into my computer, and then digitize that and get rid of the hiss. Now, I won't be able to EQ anything because it's just not going to work. But at least if I have things pre-EQ'd here, I like what I've played back, etc., my levels are great, then I could throw that into the DAW and digitize it that way and remove any extra hiss, because that hiss will still be there because I won't have Dolby B or C turned on in the DAW, obviously, right? So I have to remove that hiss little bits at a time till I'm happy with it. Because there should always be a little hint of hiss there, okay? Because when it's over digitized, it sounds horribly gross. So, you know, but hey, to each their own, right? Yeah, anyway, so I thought I'd share this with you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, especially if you're from my era for this sort of thing. Are you still messing with cassettes too? I love my cassette collection. I love my CD collection as well. I don't do the whole record thing anymore. I don't even have room to put a record player anywhere. But at least I got my cassettes, my radio, my CDs. I'm good there for all that stuff for my music, and you know, and it's kind of fun, you know. This just kind of brings me back to the past, but with more advanced toys than what I had back then. So anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll be sure to catch you on the next one. Ciao.